Hello, I'm Bretton, one of our MCAT tutors here at Inspira Advantage, where we help students get into med school and other professional programs. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of our exploration of social behaviors. We will delve into aggression, foraging, mating systems, mate choice, altruism, game theory, and inclusive fitness. Understanding these concepts is essential for building strong doctor-patient relationships and approaching the psycho section of the MCAT. So let's continue on our journey with the detailed explanations and examples, beginning with aggression. Aggression is a physical, verbal, or nonverbal behavior intended to cause harm or increase social dominance. For example, a hospital staff member might verbally belittle a colleague to assert dominance within the workplace hierarchy. Then we have foraging. Foraging is the act of searching for and exploiting food sources. While this concept may seem unrelated to human social behavior, it can be seen as an evolutionary basis for cooperation and competition among individuals and groups. Speaking of groups, we have various mating systems you need to understand for the MCAT. A mating system describes the organization of a group in terms of sexual behavior, and there are 4 types you need to know. We've got monogamy, which is just 2 people. Then we have polygamy, which we can have either polygyny or polyandry. Polygyny, or Polygyny, is a single male with multiple females. This is seen in a bunch of different animal species. And we also have polyandry, which is 1 female and a bunch of males, which is relatively rare in the animal. And then finally, we have promiscuity, which involves mating with multiple partners without exclusivity. This is commonly observed in some animal species, but not quite as common as polygyny. Next, we have intrasexual selection, which occurs when individuals of the same sex compete with each other for access to mates. This type of selection often results in the development of traits in individuals' ability to outcompete rivals, thereby increasing their chances of mating and passing on their genes. In many species, intrasexual selection leads to the development of sexually dimorphic traits, where males and females exhibit distinct physical characteristics. For example, male deer have large antlers, which they use in combat against other males to establish dominance and secure access to females. Similarly, male elephant seals develop significant size and strength, allowing them to fight off rival males and maintain social control over their harems. Intersexual selection, on the other hand, involves the preferences of one sex for specific traits and potential mates of the opposite sex. This type of selection often leads to the evolution of elaborate displays, ornaments, or behaviors that appeal to the preference of the opposite sex. In many cases, these traits can be costly for the individual, as they may require significant energy investment or even increase vulnerability to predators. The peacock's elaborate and brightly colored tail feathers are a classic example of intersexual selection. Despite the energy cost and reduced mobility associated with maintaining these extravagant feathers, peacocks with more impressive displays are preferred by females and thus have a higher reproductive success. Another example of intersexual selection is mate choice, based on courtship rituals. In some species, males must perform elaborate dances, songs, or other displays to attract and persuade females to mate with them. The Australian bowerbird is a fascinating example of this selection. Male bowerbirds construct elaborate structures, or boers, decorated with brightly colored objects to impress females. The quality and intricacy of the boer, as well as the male's courtship display, influence the female's choice of a mate. Now, moving away to sexual selection, we're going to talk about altruism. Altruism is a helping behavior in which a person's intent is to benefit someone else at some cost to themselves. For instance, a physician working in a low-resource setting might choose to provide free healthcare to underserved communities, even if it means sacrificing personal comfort and financial gain. Or in this little sketch here, we have an assassin who is shooting at this guy, but the one in the middle jumps in between and takes the bullet. Next up, we've got game theory, which attempts to explain decision-making between individuals as if they are participating in a game. This concept is often used to understand cooperation, competition, and negotiation in social settings. For example, in a medical team, game theory might help explain how different team members collaborate or compete for resources, recognition, or influence. Finally, we have inclusive fitness. This is a measure of an organism's success in a population based on how well it propagates its own genes. This concept also includes the ability of the offspring to support themselves, either through direct care or indirectly by benefiting the group. In human societies, inclusive fitness might manifest as parents caring for children, siblings assisting each other, or individuals cooperating within a community to ensure collective success and survival. This is the end of our part 2 on the exploration of social behavior. We have discussed aggression, foraging, mating systems, mate choice, altruism, game theory, and inclusive fitness. These concepts are absolutely critical to crush the psych section on the MCAT, so thank you so much for watching this part 2, and I will see you next time.